We're going to learn Perek Dalid Mishnah Aleph. In the first three prakim of this Masechta, we spoke about all of the details with the mitzvah of Kriya Shema. Starting in this Perek Dalid, and in the next Perek Hey, we're going to discuss the details of davening Shemona Esrei. During the times of Nebuchadnezzar HaRasha, the evil Nebuchadnezzar, after the first Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, the Yidden were sent into exile from Eretz Yisrael, and they started to confuse and mix words of different languages into the language of Lashon HaKodesh. And as a result, when Yidden would try to daven to Hashem in Lashon HaKodesh, they couldn't do so properly, and therefore they started to shorten their tefillos. So Ezra and his Beis Din, Ezra the scribe, decided that he was going to formulate a set text, a set davening for the daily tefillah that everyone would be able to use, that would be articulated clearly in Lashon HaKodesh. And this is what is known today as the Shemona Esrei. He structured this tefillah in three parts. The first three brachos speaks about praises of Hashem. The following 12 brachos speaks about a person's individual needs and their communal needs. And the final three brachos gives thank you to Hashem for everything that He has provided for us. Before we discuss the details of when we are allowed to daven Shemona Esrei, we first need to explain three zmanim, three new halachic times that we will have in our Mishnah. Number one is called Mincha Gedola, the large Mincha. This is a time that's 30 minutes after Chatzos, after midday. In other words, 12:30 p.m. The second Zman is called Mincha Ketana, which means the smaller Mincha. This is 2.5 hours before sunset. In other words, this is 3:30 p.m. And the third and final Zman is called Plag HaMincha, which means half of Mincha. It's half of the time between Mincha Ketana and sunset, which equals to 4:45 p.m., an hour and 15 minutes before sunset. Our Mishnah is going to discuss until when a person is able to daven Shemona Esrei during Shachris, during Mincha, during Ma'ariv, and during Musaf. Although our Mishnah is not going to explain when is the earliest time a person can daven Shemona Esrei, we will be teaching that as well. Those details we will mark down in the color blue, and the times until when a person can daven Shemona Esrei, which is the details written in our Mishnah, we will write down in red. So begins our Mishnah that when can a person daven Shemona Esrei during Shachris? A person can start from sunrise. And until when can they daven? Says the Tanakama that a person can daven until Chatzos, until midday. And Rabbi Yehuda argues and says that a person can daven Shemona Esrei of Shachris until 4 hours. In other words, until 10 a.m. Continues our Mishnah. When can a person daven the Shemona Esrei of Mincha? So a person can begin davening Mincha at the time of Mincha Gedola, which is, as we said, at 12:30 p.m. And until when can they daven Shemona Esrei? So says the Tanakama that a person can daven all the way until sunset. However, Rabbi Yehuda argues and says that a person can only daven until Plag HaMincha, until an hour and 15 minutes before sunset, which is 4:45 p.m. Continues our Mishnah, when can a person daven Ma'ariv? So Ma'ariv, we can begin davening from Tzeis HaKechavim, when the stars come out. And a person can finish davening Ma'ariv, Ein La Kva, there's no set time. It can be done all the way until dawn. Concludes our Mishnah, when can a person daven Musaf? A person can begin davening Musaf as soon as they finish davening Shachris. And until when can they daven Musaf? So says the Tana Kama that you can daven Musaf the entire day, all the way until sunset. And Rabbi Yehuda argues and says that you can only daven Musaf ad Sheva Shais until 7 hours, in other words, until 1 p.m. We are now going to read the Mishnah inside. Tfilas HaShachar, the Tfilah of Shacharis, the morning Tfilah, says the Tana Kama at Chatzos, may be said until midday. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer, Rabbi Yehuda says, ad Arba Shais, until 4 hours are completed, meaning until 10 a.m. Tfilas HaMincha, the Tfilah of Mincha, in the afternoon, the Tana Kama says, ad Ha'erev, may be said until evening, meaning until sunset. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer, Rabbi Yehuda says, ad Plag HaMincha, can be said until Plag HaMincha, which is an hour and 15 minutes before sunset, meaning it can be said until 4:45 p.m. Tfilas ha'erev, the tefillah of Ma'ariv, ein la keva, has no set time. It can be said all the way until dawn. Vishel musafin, and the tefillah of Musaf, the Tana Kama says kol hayoim, may be said all day, meaning until sunset. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer, Rabbi Yehuda says ad Sheva Shais, until 7 hours are completed, meaning until 1 p.m.